Yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai lai, yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai lai, yai lai lai. Yai rai, yai rai rai rai, yai rai rai, yai rai rai, yai rai, yai rai rai rai, yai rai 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 rai, yai rai rai. Yai rai rai, yai rai rai rai, yai rai 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 rai, yai rai rai. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
It really feels like spring now, doesn't it? Finally, after a weird cold snap. I mean, the weather is beautiful today. The trees are blossoming fully in my backyard and here in front of Temple. And so driving by, and it is good to just kind of take that deep breath of fresh spring air in. And as we kind of really take in the joy of Shabbat and this change in time and season, it is good for us to be able to be together and for community with friends and with family. Of course, this weekend we're celebrating the bat mitzvah of Vivian Chotner, so mazel tov to you, Vivi, and to your family and extended friends. And Vivian, of course, will be helping out a little bit tonight, but we'll be leading a good chunk of tomorrow morning's service. So 10:30, would love for you all to come and join us. We know, Vivian, you've worked really hard, and so we're excited to be able to celebrate you just a little bit and maybe embarrass you. But that's mostly your dad who wants to do that. Exactly. Jeremy's like, that's what I live for, man. We will continue. We will sing that opening tune was as an igun, but Oziv Azimrat Yah, these words of strength and singing together as a community as we welcome Shabbat. Oziv Azimrat Yah, Vayehi li lishua, Ozi vezimrat 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 Yah, Vayehi lishua. I want to invite up Vivian and her family, members of our family, come light Shabbat candles. If you need the words, page 2.
Oh, hear my prayer, I sing to you. Be gracious to the ones I love, and bless them with goodness and mercy and peace. Oh, hear my prayer to you. us light these lights and see the way to you, and let us say Amen. Let us light these lights and see the way to you, and let us say Amen. Oh, hear my prayer, I sing to you. Be gracious to the ones I love, and bless them with goodness and mercy and peace. Oh, hear my prayer to you. Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav tzivanu, lahadlik ner shal Shabbat.
We continue now with Lechato D, page 20 and 21, verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. When we get to the 9th verse, we will rise and face the entrance to welcome the Shabbat bride spiritually into our midst.
Lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad, Hishmi'anu el hamyuchad. Adonai echad u'shmo echad, l'shem u'tiferet ve'litchila. Lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai yalalai b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki mekor ha'beracha, merosh mikedem nesucha, sof ma'aseh b'machshava tchila. Lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, ki va'orech umihuri. Uri, shir daberi, kevod Adonai alayich nigla. Lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom ateret bala, v'mesimcha u'v'tzola, toch emuneh am segula. Boi chala, boi chala. Lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 Pnei Shabbat nekabela.
Want to give everyone the opportunity, having welcomed Shabbat into our midst, to be able to welcome one another. If there's someone nearby who you don't know, especially if you don't know them, but different car, different household, to introduce yourself to someone new, or welcome a friend to come sit with you on this Shabbat. We'll continue now on page 26 with Chatzi Kaddish.
Yikadav, Yikadash,
Shemei Rabbah, Ve'ama divrach irutei, Ve'amlich malchutei, Bechayechon uvyomechon, Uvchayetecho Beit Yisrael, Bagala, Bagala, Uvizman Kariv, Vimeru, Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah Mevorach, Le'alam Lameh Almahia, Yitbarach, Yitbarach, V'yishtabach, V'yitpa'ar, V'yitromam, V'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, V'yitaleh, V'yitalal, Shmei Dekudshah B'richu, Leila min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, dahamiran be'alma, v'meru, Amen.
We continue on page 28 with Baruch Hu.
Yai dai dai, yai dai dai dai, yai dai 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 dai, yai dai dai, yai dai dai dai, yai dai 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 dai. Yai dai 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 dai, yai dai 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 dai, yai dai 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 dai. Yai dai 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 dai, yai dai 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 dai, yai dai 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 dai. Barechu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Yai dai dai, yai dai dai dai, yai dai 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 dai. Yai dai dai, yai dai dai dai, yai dai 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 dai.
You may be seated as we turn to page 30 and pray together the words of Ma'ariv Aravim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro Ma'ariv Aravim, בחוכמה פותח שערים, ובתבונה משנה עתים, ומחליף את הזמנים, ומסדר את הכוכבים, במשמרותיכם ברקיע כרצונו. בורא יום ולילה, גולל אור מפני חושך, וחושך מפני אור. מעביר יום ומביא לילה, מבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו. אל חי וקיים תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ariv, Aravim. Ahavat Olam, we sing together our song of unending love.
Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha Avta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadeta. Day and night, show us the way, teaching us to number our days. When we rise and when we lie down, Ahavat Olam, Ahavat Olam, Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha Avta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadeta. Day and night, show us the way, teaching us to number our days. When we rise and when we lie down, Ahavat Olam, Ahavat Olam.
Shema, our prayer of oneness, 34 and 35.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Page 36.
Avta et Adonai Elohecha, bechol levavcha, ubechol nafshecha, ubechol meodecha, vehayu hadvarim ha'ele, asher anochi mitzavecha, hayom al levavecha, veshinantam nevanecha, v'dibarta bam, v'shivtecha b'veitecha, uvlechtecha v'derech, uvshochbecha uvkumecha, ukshartam leot al yadecha, v'hayu letotafot bein einecha, uktavtam al mezuzot beitecha, uvisharecha, leman tizkeru, v'asitem et kol mitzvotai, v'tem kedoshim lelohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem, Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, V'hiyot lachem le'Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem Emet.
See you tomorrow morning. We continue now with our Song of Freedom, Micha Mocha, page 40.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדב הקודש, נורא תהילתו ספלה, נורא תהילתו ספלה. מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקי הים לפני משה ומרים, זה אלינו ואמרו, זה אלינו ואמרו. Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Yai dai 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 dai, yai dai 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 dai, yai dai 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 dai, yai dai 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 yai dai dai dai.
Sing the song of men and women joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles in earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children in the generations to come. The song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more, the song of a world redeemed, the song of peace. On page 42, we have one of our prayers for peace, Hashivenu, asking for a shelter of peace over us, over our community, over our people, and hopes that we all have a restful evening and able to rise up again tomorrow for a new day ahead.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom V'hamidenu shomrenu l'chaim. Spread the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us in wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom V'hamidenu shomrenu l'chaim. Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, from sorrow and pain. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom V'hamidenu shomrenu l'chaim. L'chaim.
In Vishamru, the top of page 44, a chance for us to experience that joy of celebrating Shabbat with maybe a little bit of dance, a little bit of movement. If you don't know what's about to happen, just pay attention. Look around you. Someone will let you know what's up. In particular, Henry Haney in the back, he likes to dance if you need to know.
He's already up, so it works.
Yeah, exactly.
Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת. לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת. לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת. לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת. לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת. לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
So we turn to page 46 for Amidah. I want to give a reminder for our young ones, if they're getting antsy at any point in time, there probably are some activities available to them in the chapel. Nathan is like, I'm out of here, Dad. Perfect. We'll continue on pages 46, 48, 50, and 52 with the Amidah. Please rise if able. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei Avoteinu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei HaKol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imahot, U'Mevi Gula Lifnei V'neihem, Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Hoser Moshiach Magen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor leolam Adonai, Mechayeh hakol atah Rav lehoshia. Mashiv haruach umorid hagah Hashem. Mechalkel chayim bechesed. Mechayeh hakol berachamim rabim. Somech noflim verofech cholim, umatir hasurim, umekayeh memunato lishenei afar, michamocha ba'al gevurot, umido melach, melech meimit umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah lechayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, U'kidoshim b'chol yom yalaluhu chasela, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el hakadosh. We take the opportunity now for silent prayer, either through page 62 with the words of the prayer book or the prayers of our own hearts. When we are done with our silent reflection, you may be seated.
יהיו לרצון אמרי פי והגיון ליבי לפניך אדוני צורי וגואלי אדוני צורי וגואלי May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, Adonai, my rock and my redeemer. Yehiyu leratzon imrei fi vehegion libi nefanecha. Adonai tzuri vegoali Adonai tzuri vegoali.
We take now time to think of those in our community who are in need of healing, of body, of mind, of spirit. We're thinking of those in this time who we want to be able to lift up with words of song, with words of prayer. Those words you can find in the middle of page 253. In our community, we're thinking of Gary Atkins, Yvonne Binns, Danny Bastian, Lori Corley, Ainsley Davis, Stephen Despins, Beth Einig, Roger Gelder, Gladys Gold, Chris Healy, Paul Heller, Aaron Herbst, Belle Rosalie Hoffman, Blanche Howell, Opal Howell, Linda Jenkins, Joyce Levenberg, Dorothy London, Joe Marks, Esther Mitchell, Jeff Mitchell, Simone Neiman, Myrna Netkin, Gilbert Ohana, Rob Rasnick, Avishai Bat Michal Rosenblit, Lisa Rutsky, Lisa Schaefer, Sandra Schultz, Becky Cernovitz, Nicole Arrington Silverman, Arthur Slutza, Richard Slutza, Randy Suchke, Stacy Wald, and June Wilson. If there's another name you'd like to share with our community, or if I mispronounced a loved one's name, please feel free to share it at this time. We sing together, page 253.
Mi shebeirach avoteinu mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mi shebeirach imotenu mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
10 years ago this summer, I was actually living in Sandy Springs at the time, and I spent my summer doing my clinical pastoral education unit, what we affectionately call our CPE unit at CHOA, Scottish Rite, a Children's Healthcare. And I was living with my sister for the summer. She happened to live down the street. It was wonderful. I rode my bike in the middle of Atlanta's beautiful July weather to and from the building. They loved it when I walked in all nice and pristine. Shining, I glistened for all of my patients. And a part of part of the unit's 400 hours that I'm there, 300 on the floors, is a part of working with patients in and out of rooms or covering the emergency room, things of that nature. Then 100 hours of either learning or individual sessions or group sessions. And so I, with the other interns, both the 3 others at Scottish Rite, and there were 3 more then Eggleston, I guess now the Arthur Blank Hospital as of not even a year ago, about a year ago at this point in time, but whatever at Eggleston, the 7 of us would spend time together learning and exploring our opportunities and kind of diving in deep or rethinking all the types of things one might do in kind of a group session of unpacking such a heavy experience of working in a children's hospital for 300 hours, working with patients through all of the good and bad that happens there for them. And there was a day that I still remember this conversation because there was a moment early on where one of the activities that we did to help us introduce, us to each other was the question was kind of phrased of, how are you called to become clergy? How are you called to be a rabbi or a priest or a reverend? Or there was a number of different flavors of religious clergy membership in that group with me. And I remember my cohort mates going one at a time and sharing about many of them, like there was a time where, I don't know, on March, what is today, the 20th? On March 20th at 7 p.m., this thing happened. All of a sudden, I knew I needed to be clergy. It came to me, to my turn, and I kind of thought to myself, I don't really have that moment. That's not my story. I don't have the epiphany, just the light bulb didn't go on one day for me. It was kind of a process. It was a long process for me. I remember struggling through trying to tell that. For others, it was like this finite moment. And for me, it was this long-winded, bumbling kind of journey from sometime in, I don't know, early in high school through into college, and then moments in college when I definitely wanted to. And again, I had like 3 or 4 moments in my journey that kind of were really the guideposts of helping me understand that this was indeed the right path for me, but I didn't have that one moment. I kind of felt a little weird about it. And of course, I then spent hours with my supervisor unpacking my weirdness around it, because that's what you do when you're in a clinical pastoral education program, is all you do is you find a feeling and then you unpack it for an hour or 6. And then you find feelings and then you try to move through your feelings or carry your feelings with you and those types of things. Now, I bring that conversation, that moment up, because we, in this moment in our Torah portion this week, encountering the book of Exodus for the first time, we find something that, while it's not exactly unique, it's one of 2 moments in all of Torah, so it's pretty rare, when God calls out. The first word in the book of Leviticus is Vayikra. So our portions are the books of Torah. They're named after the first kind of unique word. Oftentimes in many verses you have Vayedaber Adonai al Moshe lemor, and God spoke to Moses saying, God and Moses, they do lots of talking in Torah. Lots and lots of talking, lots of telling. But we have here one of 2 moments, Vayikra, where God calls out. God called to Moses, and then don't worry, he then spoke to him from the tent of meeting saying. So we still have the Vayedaber Adonai al Moshe lemor kind of a thing, but we have this special moment at Vayikra. God called out to Moses. There's a lot that we can kind of take from this. Indeed, this is a new book of Torah. Leviticus is very different than the book of Exodus. Exodus, we will sit down and tell chunks of that at our Passover Seders in a week and a half. very much narrative 95% of the time, story after story, moment after moment. And now we have this book of Leviticus that is for Moses and for Aaron and for the priesthood, filled with, and Vivi will talk about this tomorrow morning in her Devar Torah about some of the, maybe a little bit of some of the sacrifices that take place. And she won't go too much into the blood and guts of it all, but so is a sacrifice. And so we indeed have a different, very different take for these next few months in our Torah learning cycle, in our Torah reading cycle. So this idea of calling out to Moses tells us something is different. It tells us something is different. It's not just a narrative. We're looking for, there's something almost, it seems inspirational, something extra. Something that when we think of feeling called, whether it's feeling called to be a rabbi or feeling called to be a therapist or a police officer or any of the many things that we can do. I don't know if you feel called to be an actuary. You can let me know about that later. I don't know if many people feel called to that work, but there are all sorts of things that people do feel called to. And the thing that is important about a call is it's personal. What calls me doesn't necessarily call you. I became a rabbi. I think I'm the only one in the room who did. Although there are a few of you, it's never too late. We'll have some conversations later if you're interested. I know, Vivian, you can chuckle. It's never too late. I know, right? And so we have to find that bit of us, that thing inside us that really helps our heart sing. This idea of feeling called is an opportunity for us to find that personal passion, that thing that really gets us going, that thing inside of us that really helps us to speak. In our portion, as I said, God's called to Moses and then spoke. There was something special in this moment. There's something special, and finally, after wandering in the wilderness in the book of Exodus and getting all the instructions for building the Mishkan and the priestly vestments and this and that and all of the linen and metals, and it finally gets built, and then we find our way here into Leviticus, and now that we actually have a place to gather, we have the makings for a ritual home for our ancestors, there is finally a moment of feeling called, coming to that special place for us. So for us on this Shabbat, I want you to put some effort into that between now and sundown tomorrow. Maybe it's time for a nice walk outside before the humidity kicks in a few weeks. Maybe it's the opportunity to sit on the couch and read a book, or the opportunity to spend some time talking with a friend or a spouse about something that really is moving you. And so, how can we leave Shabbat a day from now differently than we enter it? I know that people are still feeling various anxieties around our world, the issues in the Middle East, many of the issues here in our own country, in our own county, in our own backyards. What are the things that call us, that help us dig into our passion and to then be able to find the opportunity to speak? And I hope that after you have that opportunity to do some soul searching the next day on Shabbat, because that's really what that idea of Shavat vayinafash, of Shabbat and rest and restoring our souls is about, I hope that you find someone to talk it through with, to share it with. A friend, a neighbor, a coworker, or even me. Happy to have that conversation with you about how you can feel called to do something to improve our world, to help your life feel purposeful and meaningful and deep and loved and seen. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
We continue with Aleinu L'Shabeach, Our prayer of communal responsibility, page 282 and 287. Please rise if you're able. Leinu leshabeach ladon hakol, latei kedula leotzer breshit, shelo asanu hiryeh ha'aratzot, velo samanu kamishbechot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, vegor aleinu kechol hamonam, va'anachnu korim, umishtachavim odim, lifnei melech malchei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu. 287. V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yen Adonai echad u'shemo echad. You may be seated. We turn now to page 294 as we prepare for Mourner's Kaddish, our prayer of life, honoring our loved ones who've died and left this earth, but who've lived on with us and through us in memories and our own actions. In our community, we're thinking of those who this week is their yahrzeit, the anniversary of their death. Tamara Catrone, Gertrude Cotton, Amy Dozier, Shirley Dresdner, Sam Gaynor, Samuel Gemender, Kenneth Gold, Manuel Godelski, Ruth Jacoby, Neil Levine, Philip Levitsky, Rachel Max, Edith Meininger, Robert Melnick, Rita Menken, Lisa Raskind, Seymour Rickles, Gertrude Rosenberg Shidlovsky, Yaffa Schneider, Frida Schwartz, Elizabeth Shapiro, Donna Turkel, Julius Warren, Michael Zeman. We also think of those who this is still the 11 months since their passing in the first year. Doris Goodman, Beverly Stolman, Carol Lids, Robin Fern Weinstein, Jack Strauss, Arthur Holzheimer, Larry Cohen, Sam Howell, Emery Hildebrand, Rick Hack, Bob Gans, Leon Cohen, Joan Schwartz, Elise Atlas, Janet Heller, Andy Concool, Donna Posen, Samara Lingefelter, Charlene Venner, Helen Kahn Levine, Isidore Cohen, Yisrael Sandler, Gary Levy, Joan Bolotin, Barbara Saverin, Joyce Newman, Gerald Rubin, Frederick Frank Zeitz, Barbara Epstein, Catherine Kitty Stoller, Barbara Van Gelderen, and Jerome Jerry Goldshine. If there's a name you'd like to add to our communal list, or if I mispronounce a loved one's name and wish to correct me, please feel free to share their name at this time. At TKE, it's our custom to rise to support our mourners as we recite words of Kaddish. Again, page 294. Yikadal v'yikadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach rutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei kol beit Yisrael, ba'agala v'izman kariv v'imru, amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam l'me'el maya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei kudsha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata tamiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav hu yaseh shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Zichronam levracha, may their memories be a blessing. Amen. You may be seated. This month, we are celebrating our birthdays and anniversaries. So if you have a birthday or an anniversary, you want to come on down so we can know you and celebrate you. You'll say your name and what date either is your anniversary or what day is your birthday of this month. And then we have a special treat. And remember, you're not telling me, you're telling our community and our friends on live stream. So you'll face them.
Shabbat Shalom, Larry,
And Lisa?
Jason, March 18th, 1989 we got married. We're not that old. 37 years. Any questions?
Hi, I'm Vivian, and I'm turning 13 on March 24th.
Richard Brenner, just turned 69 on Wednesday, starting my 70th trip around the sun.
I'm Jane Jacobs, and my birthday was last Saturday.
I'm Susie Mayer, and my birthday was March 4th, and I turned 66.
I'm Sarah Foster, and my birthday was also March 4th, but I turned 39.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear everyone. Happy birthday to
you. Shabbat Shalom, y'all. You can go back to your seats. Thank you. Nope. Before we, I know you want the Kiddush cup. You gotta wait. There's one more thing first, Pearl. My bad. Have the honor of inviting up our immediate past president, Sandy Davis, for first to present our gifts to our bat mitzvah. So, Vivi, you got to come back one more time. You just got to stand here and smile. That's all you have to do this time, I swear. Oh, great. Perfect.
Okay. Hi there.
Hi.
So, tomorrow, huh? Okay. These people out here, they call you lots of different things. They call you granddaughter. They call you daughter. They call you sister. They call you friend. I have the honor of calling you neighbor. We used to be neighbors. My daughter used to drive her to religious school and Hebrew school. And I can honestly say you are going to rock it tomorrow. So all these people are here to see you do that, and they are very proud of you, and so am I. So on that note, I have some things to give you over here. I'd like to say Mazel Tov to you, Vivi, to your parents, Claire, there she is, and Jeremy, and your sister with the eyes. Yeah, I see you. On behalf of Temple Kol Emeth, including our clergy and our religious school, we present you with 2 certificates. The first is a certificate from TKE recognizing your accomplishments in becoming a bat mitzvah here in our community. There's legs. And the second is a certificate from the Union of Reform Judaism and Route 1 for a $3,250 scholarship towards a URJ high school in Israel summer program. We also present you with 2 books. The first is your own copy of the Tanakh, the Hebrew Bible, our Jewish foundational text. The second is the J-Girl's Guide, providing practical advice using Judaism as a compass for the journey through adolescence. Also on behalf of WRJ, we present you with a set of crystal candlesticks. And on behalf of the Men's Club, we present you with a Jewish star necklace. We hope you will use these gifts often as you continue your journey to Jewish adulthood. Mazel tov. Okay. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you to the Chotner family for sponsoring tonight's Nosh and Oneg. Oneg will be in the lobby as the social hall is set up for their luncheon tomorrow. Next Friday, we invite you to celebrate the beauty of spring with our outdoor Shabbat service and picnic in the Children's Memorial Garden, at the Doc Lebo Center. Bring your own picnic dinner to enjoy at 5:45, followed by a Shabbat service at 6:30 p.m., surrounded by nature and community. After services, stay for a sweet ice cream oneg. Best part. No offense. Never mind. TKE members, this is a friendly reminder that we've launched a community engagement survey and ask that you take 15 to 20 minutes to share your feedback by completing the survey by next Friday. A reminder email was sent this afternoon, so check your inbox for the link. Kefti Slam Dunk Social is next Saturday, March 28th. Join our amazing teen leaders for a fun-filled evening supporting Camp Jenny. Your attendance is a direct show of support for the hard work they've put into making this event happen. The night features dinner, games, March Madness, and a raffle with prizes like Braves tickets and high holiday parking. Details are at kolemeth.net. Celebrate the second night of Passover with your TKE family at our community Seder on Thursday, April 2nd at 6 p.m. The Seder will be filled with prayer, song, and a delicious family-style dinner of salmon and brisket. Thanks to our WRJ and Men's Club, tickets are just $50 for members and $60 for guests. RSVP by next Friday at kolemeth.net. Please remember to return your name tags in the green bins before leaving the building. We'd appreciate if you'd slide the lanyard into the back of the name tag. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Sandy. What? Yeah. Take the opportunity now to bless our children. So anyone who has not yet become Bar Mitzvah, come to the middle, to the floor. Vivi, it's your last chance. Then we need a few adults to hold a talit over top of them. And then the community, we offer a blessing. You can find it inside of your Friday flyer, inside the blue box. Maybe it's on the back. It's on the back of the flyer, I believe, this week. Papa squat on the ground. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Hi, Chris. Want to go up? You go sit under it. Up. Scoot this way. Scoot this way. Bring the sukkah to them. There we go. Perfect. Sukkot shalom to them. Perfect. And we read together, be who you are, and may you be blessed in all that you are. May God bless you and protect you. May God's light shine upon you and guide you. May God show you kindness, help you feel good about who you are, lead you to joy and happiness, and support you as you seek a lifetime of love, kindness, community, and peace. And all the kids say, Amen. Amen. That's right. Great job, Pearl. That was a very good amen. And so we'll conclude our service with Kiddush and Motzi. So if you want to challah quickly, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pari hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lemahaseh v'reishit Ki hu yom techila lemikrai kodesh zecher letziat mitzrayim ki vanu v'acharta v'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon Hinchaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat L'chaim.
Amen.
One sip for you and then your sister. Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread.
Thanks, God.
Our voices rise in song together. As our joyful prayer is said, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'te'avon. Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.